Hey there, Central Ohio. 10 Weather Impact Meteorologist Michael Behrens alongside Jay Plyburn.
Hi, everybody.
10 Weather Impact Show coming to you on this Thursday afternoon. Unfortunately, got a little bit of rain heading our way.
That's okay, because we have no freezing temperatures. It seems like just a couple weeks ago I was saying, oh, we're still seeing freezing temperatures on the forecast there, but those are done with.
Yeah.
They better not come back.
I would say mostly done with. Can't ever 100% rule it out until we get like maybe about another week or two down the road.
It's gotten into the 70s already. It seems like
we'll be in the 80s by the end of the forecast too.
It seems like we're not dipping back into the freezing territory.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful.
I'm hopeful too. I will knock on wood for that. And certainly not dipping in the freezing territory anytime soon. Your 10 Weather Impact headlines for today. A few scattered showers out there as sunny conditions. They return by tomorrow. And then a great looking weather weekend. It is going to be perfect conditions out there for your Mother's Day. So make sure you get out and enjoy it while you can. Earlier today, we had a decent amount of sunshine come through, but the cloud cover has been picking up throughout the afternoon, and that'll be ahead, of course, of those shower chances. Temperatures out there 40s and 50s early this morning. We're going to top out around the upper 60s here this afternoon, so really not a bad afternoon for this time of the year. Could be a little warmer, but these temperatures, again, not so bad with that high in the upper 60s. We'll see plenty of cloud cover again increasing this afternoon. Those clouds at any point could drop a stray shower or a little bit of light rainfall, but we're not expecting heavy rain conditions. So you might need an umbrella if you're going out on a walk. Just kind of, toss it in the bag, hold it, keep it on standby. Not really a big rain concern for today, but one that's enough that we're going to keep scattered showers in the forecast as we push up to that high of around 69 this afternoon. Winds out there coming in from the north combined with the cloud cover. That's the reason we're going to see temperatures just a touch cooler than where they ended up yesterday. All in all, though, that rain chance this afternoon, only about a 20 to 30% chance, and that'll lead us into a beautiful stretch of weather that'll last all the way through Mother's Day weekend and even into early next week. We're talking pretty much no chance for rainfall from Friday all the way through Monday. Next Tuesday, Wednesday, we start to push those rain chances back up the scale just a little bit. This is when humidity returns, the heat returns, and the chance for showers and storms return as well, kind of back into that more spring-like weather pattern. Speaking of spring and weather, the rain has kicked off the pollen in good order. If you're outside this afternoon and an allergy sufferer, make sure you take the appropriate measures out there. Trees and grasses in the moderate category, weeds and mold, thankfully, in the low category heading through today. Here's what's happening with regard to our rain chances. We got two areas of moisture working their way in, one from further to the south, one from the north. They're going to kind of combine together over central Ohio today. That sounds like a recipe for a lot of rain, but there's not really much moisture with this system. A lot of broken showers being picked up on radar, and that's what we're expecting through the afternoon. A broken line of scattered showers that'll work their way through. Again, maybe a rumble of thunder in the heaviest pocket of rainfall, maybe a quick little downpour in the heaviest pocket of rainfall, but for the most part, this is going to be quick, it's going to be light, and it's going to be scattered. As we get past sundown tonight, the rain chances really start to slide out of the region, and we'll be back to clearing weather by Friday morning. In fact, sunshine really going to dominate your Friday, looking beautiful throughout the start of the weekend. Temperatures tomorrow stay cool thanks to those northerly winds, but we'll start to warm back up as we head into Saturday and Sunday. In terms of rainfall totals, again, not really expecting a lot here, maybe about a 1/10 of an inch in some of those hardest hit spots. It's possible that a quick downpour could push an individual location a little bit higher, but across the board, this is not going to be a significant rainmaker pushing through today. Your 10 Weather Impact 7-day forecast shows that high again this afternoon up to around 69. We drop to 66 as we head toward tomorrow, despite the increase in sunshine. It won't be long, though, before the warm-up returns as we get into the Mother's Day weekend. Saturday, if you're doing plans early, we're talking 70s by the afternoon. High in Columbus expected around 72. The rest of the region, 60s to low 70s for the high. It's going to be a really nice afternoon. Lots of sunshine to enjoy your Saturday with. We repeat that pattern again as we head into Sunday. Another beautiful round of weather for Mother's Day. Brunch, lunch, dinner, afternoon snack, all of it should be good for celebrating with mom. We're talking temperatures that kick the morning off in the 50s. We'll get to the 60s by noon, and we'll stay in the 70s during the afternoon and into the evening. That's what I'd call pretty much a perfect Mother's Day forecast here in Central Ohio. We sure know we can get some hot weather this time of the year, so thankfully we're avoiding that for now. We do climb back up in temperatures, though, as we head into early next week. We're close to 80 by Monday. We're in the 80s by Tuesday and Wednesday. That'll come with a little bit more humidity as well, and the chance for some showers and storms that unfortunately will creep back into the forecast here across Central Ohio. We'll, of course, have to keep a close eye on those showers and storms. As we know from this week, it doesn't take much for some of those to get a little gusty, Jay.
No, it doesn't. Spring storms we can handle. 30s and 40s, and this seems unfathomable. I'm just moving that from my mind because...
I mean, we are down to about 42 by tomorrow morning. I wouldn't put an upper 30 out of the rural counties for tomorrow.
I'm putting it out.
You're not putting it out?
I have no degree in meteorology, though. That is why I don't do this.
The official JCast says no more cold.
Yeah. That's not a bad looking forecast, though. I like it when we get the rain out of the way before the weekend. It can come back next week.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's not bad.
We'll see you Wednesday.
We'll leave it down on the other end of the forecast and just focus on the nice weekend.
Too many people trying to get outside for Mother's Day this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Get out and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Now to some environmental news. Right now, officials are testing water in the village of Lucky for radiation. That village is just south of Toledo. Officials from the Environmental Protection Agency and the Ohio Department of Health say that the water is safe to drink, but they're out of abundance of caution. Samples were taken from 9 public water systems, and they're being taken to analyze.
We're having a multi-pronged response, not just our testing today, but we have also worked with the schools and the libraries, and Ohio PA has provided grants for them to conduct indoor radon testing, and those efforts are already underway.
Representatives from the Ohio EPA say that the next steps depend on the results from water testing. Testing should take about 30 days to complete. And for the past 25 years, that water treatment facility has actually been on the government's radar. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers released an investigation report from there. They found radioactive contamination in the soil, but didn't pose a threat. Back in 2018, crews began removing the contaminated soil off the site. They're hoping to finish that project in the next 2 years. Speaking of the Corps of Engineers, they will also soon begin the largest dredging operation on the Great Lakes. They plan to remove 600,000 cubic yards of material from the Toledo Harbor's navigation channel. Dredging will focus on the lower Maumee River and Lake Approach Channel. That work will ensure ships can travel from the mouth of the river into downtown. Work is scheduled to take place from September through early December. And new technology, making your summer more fun, Jay. How about that?
More fun?
More fun. You know what it's doing?
What's it doing?
It's getting rid of those bugs.
See ya.
You don't want any bugs. Mosquitoes are the worst out there in the summer.
Pest-free lifestyle. I'm all about it.
Pest-free. That's how we like to be. And a company in Minnesota, well, they're using drones to actually fight off the bugs. It's a good idea for it. Between the drones and helicopters, they're identifying the types of bugs in the air, and they're hoping to find bigger populations of mosquitoes and ticks so they can treat the area.
Taking a lot of safety precautions when it comes to targeting specific species of mosquitoes. And our goal is to protect public health. We had one staff member who picked up 10 ticks just in one day.
Ticks,
ooh,
nasty. Those crews, they will drop the bug samples off at a nearby lab where scientists can inspect what type of bugs are in the area and if they carry any disease.
Seems like a better option than insecticide.
Yeah,
use the drones.
Get the drones. And speaking of transportation, not drones, but other electric vehicles, if you drive an electric or hybrid car, it might soon cost you more. Congress could pass a new measure that means you'd have to pay a couple hundred more in registration fees. Republican lawmakers say because EV owners don't pay gas tax, it's contributed to a decline in the Highway Trust Fund. That's a federal program that provides road and bridge maintenance nationwide.
This is just a way to provide some parity so that everyone is funding the Highway Trust Fund in equal measure.
Democratic lawmakers say the Highway Trust Fund has been unsustainable well before electric vehicles became popular. They're encouraging Congress to find a better solution.
To reach sustainability, Congress should examine how all drivers, including EV drivers, contribute to it.
If the measure passes, electric vehicle owners would have to pay around a $200 fee, and hybrid owners would pay $100. The money would go into the Highway Trust Fund. And keeping with our environment, wildfires have certainly had a pretty big impact this year. I mean, they seem to be everywhere.
Talked about them far too much.
Yeah, too many out there. But, you know, there are some ways that you can actually help to prevent fires around your property out there through something called firescaping. Fire authorities recommend that homeowners actually create a 5 to 10 foot buffer around their homes. It seems like a good idea, especially if you're in a more forested area here in Ohio even. Nothing should be combustible in that region, should be containing things like concrete, stone, or gravel. Kara Finstrom reports with more from California.
Pasadena's plush Arroyo Seco here runs right up to the iconic Rose Bowl. So this city has long been invested in the science of firescaping. Fireworks light up the sky above the Rose Bowl every 4th of July. So during the weeks before, workers like these cut back brush and clear debris. Now, in addition to those long-standing worries about drying vegetation in the arroyo, the Eaton fire is stoking new fears.
We packed up the 2 girls and the dogs and got out of there.
Dad Jimmy Hines now realizes how quickly Santa Ana-fueled flames can move through urban areas. Soon after his evacuated family returned, he took stock of the area around his home.
Making sure that there's no debris just close to the house or anything in case, God forbid, anything happened again.
In that, 5-foot defensible space.
Pasadena City Public Works Administrator Garrett Crawford says families should regularly clear the area right outside their home of leaves, dry branches, and wood chips.
Over here, it's been recently cleaned out, and it's a little more appropriate for what we're talking about in that 0 zone.
Zone 0 is what CAL FIRE has dubbed the 5 to 10 foot buffer owners should create around their homes. Nothing in it should be combustible, so think concrete, stone, or gravel. For any trees in your yard, Crawford suggests cutting off those bottom branches.
5 feet or 1/3 the height of the tree, whichever's less. That's what you want to do. Let's say there was a fire and this was all dry. This would start to burn, right?
I would love to know what kind of trees would burn, what wouldn't.
Crawford is an urban forester who's visited burn scars across the state. He's noticed palms and Boston ivy that isn't well maintained is more likely to burn.
They're pretty fire adaptive.
But he says California native trees like oaks have adapted to fires and developed some resistance.
If you feel them, they're a little waxy, they're a little harder than some of the other trees, and that's what helps give them that resilience.
He says numerous native plants are also less likely to catch fire.
The California native poppy, right? It's the state flower. It's very fire resistant. This is the white sage here, also another great plant to have. And then you have your Mexican sage, and those are all great plants that stay hardy all year.
Crawford urges anyone who lives near or in a fire zone to check out CAL FIRE's Firescaping Guide online. He says the city's not only continuing with its clearance measures.
This would all be knocked down and removed.
They're also looking for other ways to help disrupt or slow the burn once a fire starts.
We're just trying to give the fire department time.
From Pasadena, Kara Finstrom, KCAL News.
And finally today, let's check out some new video into us here at 10 TV. Students at a New York high school are getting a unique research opportunity, bringing the ocean to their research. Various effects of coral reef is what they're looking at, and how changes the environment can actually impact those. I didn't know you could grow coral reef.
I didn't either.
But they are growing them in the classroom. They're looking at how pollution and global warming can have an impact on the reefs and then the world. They are researching ways to solve those problems as well.
And good luck to them.
That's a cool project to have in school. I never would have thought you could have done something like that.
Yeah, we may be hearing more about that.
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved the fish tank aesthetic, if nothing else.
Sure.
So.
Growing the coral.
Growing the coral. And speaking of some interesting aesthetic pictures here, this is a view back in Hawaii. Lava just won't seem to quit from Kilauea there. You can see that volcano continuing to erupt this week. Kilauea, located on the southeastern part of the Big Island, is one of the world's most active volcanoes, and it's certainly been that this way this year. The eruption began December of 2024 and has paused and resumed multiple times since then. I love this view here, though. You got kind of like that dusk fog look going on, and then that bright, hot lava jumping in the air.
Yeah, really a stark contrast to the dark blue behind it there. It's beautiful. I know it's dangerous, and it's, It's just incredible.
Yeah,
to see that shooting up like that.
So long as that lava stays away from people,
yes.
I'm more than happy to enjoy these photos, almost like a background for a computer right there.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, love
Good
that
stuff.
view. And that marks the end of this version of the 10 Weather Impact Show. But of course, with more rain on the way this afternoon, Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz, he'll be tracking it all and breaking down your Mother's Day weekend. Till then, you can catch more online, 10tv.com.